Join me to welcome the Marcia Wieder. Hi, Marcia.
Hi, Jen. It's nice to be here with you.
Long time no talk.
But I'm excited that I love that you're in Korea, I'm in California, and the show is live in Arizona. I mean, that's what the world has become now. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Isn't that the great news that we are living in this transition?
Yes.
World. I love it. And I'm so glad that God sent you to this transitional world where I'm in, But anyway, so I know you have done amazingly, especially in the world of dreams. But before we talk about that in general, I would like to hear about the Marcia, the private person first. So please tell us a little bit about your childhood and your dreams at your younger ages.
Well, I guess like many people listening to your show, Jen, certainly like you, I've been a dreamer most of my life. But it wasn't until the second half of my life that I redefined that so that it's a very positive thing because, as you know, in my work at Dream University, it's about getting clear about who you are and what you want and making it happen. But I mean, at a young age, I was inspiring people. I was organizing in the United States. We had special fairs that you would put on like in your backyard to raise money for muscular dystrophy. And I was always gathering all the neighborhood kids and kind of a leader, I guess, as a young child. But the biggest thing that happened very young was that the year that I was born, my older sister lost her hearing and went deaf, and everyone around my house became very sad. So I was the one who made everybody happy and smile, and I was really the voice of hope and possibility at a very young age. So I think that was part of what turned me into brought to me my obsession around making dreams come true. That was probably the beginning.
It sounds like, every, amazing people has such a kind of some sort of a tragedy around them to trigger them.
Yeah, well, I think all of us have had our own different forms and different levels of woundings, challenges, and some of them are tragic and many of them are just difficult, and most of them are not understood until later in life, I think, when we look back. I mean, certainly the life that you've led and the path that you have followed, you couldn't have known at a young age that it would bring you to where you are now, where you're really the voice of hope and inspiration, and it's through our own path, I think, that we really gain the strength to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think that one of the differences between the people who make it or not are the people who utilize any the kind of a sadness or tragedy or difficult times, use them for their advantage. They become successful. But people who just, crushed down of that environment and difficult times are failures.
Well, I think life gives us everything, and depending on what we need and want to develop inside of ourselves, it's all about how we respond to what life gives us.
Yeah.
I think that's what's important.
I know, yeah. So in your own words, what is your definition of a dream and the power of it?
Well, it might surprise people, but for me, a dream is simply something that you want. And, not all dreams need to be Mother Teresa change the world dreams. Your dream of quality time with your family, your dream of being paid well for doing what you love, your dream of making the world a better place, these are all very important dreams. So for me, I like to remind people that where dreams come from is you make them up. Yep. Some of them are based on need, like putting food on the table. Some are based on desire. But the dreams that are the expression of your purpose are usually the most profound. So what I found is that so many of us, we're so mired in reality and living from our clocks and calendars that we don't even know what our dreams are. And yet it is through our dreams that we get to really have some say in how our life is going to be. We get to partner in the co-creation process of making our lives into a dream come true. People think of dreams as some unattainable fantasy or like winning the lottery, and that's not how you and I use the word dream. We should also tell people that, I set aside 3 gift ebooks for free for people if they go to dreamuniversity.com/gift, GIFT, dreamuniversity.com/gift. I put up 3 free ebooks to help people get clear about what their dreams are, because for many people that's the hardest step. Figuring out what it is that we want, because I think a lot of us have lost our ability to dream. So I think that's really where it all starts.
Yeah, that's true. And you are the expert in dreams and amazing dream coach, and I witnessed that too. And when did you really start going professionally, the kind of a coaching or teaching or, speaking about dreams in the world context?
Yeah, most people didn't know what a coach was when I started 20 years ago. They just thought of a sports coach, football or basketball. But a dream coach, which is our brand, and it's a form of life coaching that helps people achieve their personal or professional dreams. I started doing that, and I'm very proud to say that you are a certified dream coach. You came to California, spent a week with me, and we certified you, and now you're using the workbook and process to help other people and charging money for it, which we always like and encourage. I would say it's been, believe it or not, Jen, it's been about 20 years. Now, I've certified over 1,000 dream coaches, and I think what sets dream coaching apart from other life coaching is it has a spiritual quality to it, because when you connect it with your purpose and your vision, and you're dealing with your doubts and other obstacles, I think it really is a conversation that invites you to look inwards. And everything we do at Dream University has this inner component of connecting to your heart and your purpose and your soul, and also an outer component of bringing it out in the world in a way that can have impact or make a contribution or help you make money.
Yeah.
Because both of those are important. And even everything in the Dream Coach process we consider to be very whole-brained, visionary and creative, practical and strategic. It needs to be both.
Yeah, that's very true. And then, as I introduced you, you are the dream coach to the Jack Canfield.
I was just on the phone with Jack. I spend time with him often on the phone, usually for an hour or more, coaching him on his dreams. And it's quite a privilege because he is, as you know, because he has endorsed your work as well, Jen. Jack is kind of the coach to coaches. So to be one of the people that he turns to really look at what matters to him and what he wants to change, it's really a privilege. And then he brought me into the Transformational Leadership Council, and we've just become dear friends and colleagues over the years. So that's quite wonderful as well.
It's kind of a very interesting, at the stage of where he is, he still needs to be coached. And what do you coach him, actually?
On his dreams. Because, I think the most successful people I know do have coaches because, it helps us dream the bigger dream, and somebody outside of us or somebody outside of our company that can actually help us ask some of those really important self-reflecting questions. I think that's very important.
Oh, okay. But I know you have appeared several times on Oprah, the Today Show, and you had your own PBS TV special. And could you elaborate about that and share some fun stories about that?
Well, let's see. I got to ask Oprah what her dream was. That was kind of fun. She said her dream was to create a company where people could have fun. And then she said her dream was together that people who worked with her would come together and make a contribution, and then together they would give back to the world. And the audience was very excited, woo, 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 cheering. And then she said, "And what was your dream, Marcia?" And all of a sudden there was a microphone in front of my face, and I realized 35 million people were watching.
Yep, that's right.
So I just took a deep breath and I said, well, my dream is that we'll have dreams again, and that we'll schedule the date that we're going to take action to make those dreams come true. And she smiled at me. We went to a commercial, and in the commercial break behind the scenes, Oprah said to me, Marcia, you know something that I know. It's all about believing in your dreams. Oprah Winfrey said that if she had to attribute her success in life to any one thing, it was that she believed in her dreams even when no one else did. And, you know, and what I would add to Oprah's wisdom is that sometimes there's no evidence that your dream is a good idea, you know, or that this is the right time to pursue your dreams. But the question is, where are you looking for evidence?
Yeah.
Because the place to look is not in your checkbook or on the television. It's really in your own heart. You know,
That's
you
right.
believe in your dreams simply because they matter to you, and then prove that you really do believe in them by taking action. It really is. I think that's a very, very important point. That's where, as we say, the rubber meets the road. It really is in the taking action that you show that you're serious about it and not just talking about it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And but it's time for another show.